Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony, this is the 15-Minute Gamer, and today I'm bringing you my list of the top 10 free games on Steam you can play right now. I've got something for everyone here. I'm keeping it short and sweet as normal. If you have any you would add to the list, please comment below. Drop this video a like if you enjoyed it, and of course, subscribe to help this channel hit its next goal of 15,000 subscribers. As always, links to all the games in the description with timestamps, and with all that being said, let's get on with it. So first up we have Brawlahalla. This is a platform fighter. You don't see many of these on PC. It has regular seasonal updates as well as loads of different fighters, weapons and gadgets, which always keep it feeling quite fresh. Of course there is real money purchases, and these can be used to buy new characters as well as cosmetic items, but it's not something you need to do and you don't need to spend loads on it, so it's a great free game. Next up is Emily is Away. This is probably because I'm old and I remember these days, but this is a narrative game set in an instant messenger service, so think AOL or MSN. It looks really basic, but it's a touching story of love, friendship and, unfortunately, a bit of betrayal. So yeah, you'll interact with Emily the most. Your choices are then, you kind of choose which choice you want to make. And this shapes your shared story from high school to college. It's short, but it's beautiful. Crusader Kings 2 is not as good as Crusader Kings 3. I mean, CK3 is fantastic. But with all the DLC, this is a serious contender. The base game, which puts you in charge of your own corner of Europe at the end of the Dark Ages, is entirely free to play, and you can still get, without the DLC, hundreds of hours of game time. The DLC is often on sale, or you can pay $4.99 a month to get them all for, and we'll put it in brackets, for free. Next up is Cry of Fear. I love Half-Life, it's one of my favourite games, and Cry of Fear started life as a total conversion mod for the original Half-Life. This was released as a standalone game in 2013, 10 years ago. I can't believe it. Yeah, it's shown its age a little bit now, but it makes the most of Valve's engine. It's brilliantly paced, it has good FPS mechanics, and it has an unnerving horror about it as well. It is so good, I really recommend it. Warthunder is up next. It's just a huge and super detailed military MMO, and it's really easy to get to grips with how it works in them lower levels, but there is an enormous degree of depth for them players who want to master its system. I mean, this is so realistic, people leaked secret military documents before. You can be on the ground, air, or take part in naval combat. You're going to find something here you enjoy. The naval's probably the weakest part of it. There's hundreds and hundreds of vehicles. But yeah, if you're going to get into this game, just be prepared. It can get quite expensive or time consuming. If you pay for DLC or the subscriptions, it does offer a means to unlock new vehicles faster, or you're going to need a hell of a lot of free time because it gets super grindy later on. But if you're prepared to master the basics, I don't think you'll ever need anything else to play. The Sims is probably one of the best simulator life games out there, and for good reason. In The Sims 4 went free to play on Steam in 2022, meaning you get to explore the world without paying a penny. There's just so much freedom in this game, you know, create your own families, building homes, or getting involved in the community. There's always just lots to do. However, the vast amount of terrible DLC at its current cost of, get this, £1,099. So if you're going to get into it, be careful of what DLC you pick, because it's not all good. In fact, the majority of it's pretty rubbish. The Sims 3 is a much more complete experience and the better game, but it's not free, so it can't make the list. Counter-Strike 2 landed on Steam not so long ago, and it's been doing pretty well. Like, how do you follow up on one of the most popular games on Steam ever? This really shows Valve's talents off at the very best. The game, the gunplay is spot on, the level design is as great as ever, and better still, they've imported all what you love from CSGO into this as well. So if you've played that in the past, you'll feel right at home. If you're an FPS fan, I highly recommend you just go and check it out. It's now your chance to get involved in this game. However, again, there's also a hell of a lot of microtransactions and money to be spent if you want to. We've got another FPS next, which is The Final. And this is one of the latest free-to-play FPS titles that is really worth a download, and a lot of people love it. If you're on the hunt for a free Steam game with a really good player base, there's loads of guns to collect, the content's great, and online multiplayer action, this is kind of just it for you. It's the very first title to launch from the Swedish developer Embark Studios. It looks great. It's got that fast Twitch-style gunplay and destructible environments, which means as you're playing, the battleground changes. Also, the newest season's a lot of fun with like a glitchy world with some new game modes. It's really worth checking out. Dota 2 is up next. I'm not a huge MOBA fan. I find them quite hard. I don't really get into them. I've tried before. But Valve's take on the MOBA in Dota 2 does remain one of the best examples of the genre. There are hundreds of heroes to master, all with their own unique skills. However, this is not for the faint-hearted. This will take you many hours to get goods, and the community can be a tad toxic, but stick with it, and there's a lot here to enjoy. And finally, we have Warframe. If you like Destiny, but you're sick of how rubbish it's gotten and want something a little bit faster paced, Warframe is it. It's a super lightning quick third-person PvE sci-fi shooter. The focus here is on upgrades, and you can get straight into missions using your choice of I think there's about 40 characters, and there's so much customization out there as well. Obviously, again, you can spend a lot of real world money here on items, but I wouldn't say the grind is too bad that it forces you to do this. And there we have it, guys. That is my top 10 free games you can play right now on Steam. As I said, if you have any you want to add to the list, comment below, and I'll catch you all later. Goodbye.